Hello and welcome back to Enigmatica. Today it is time for bees. Yes, today we're going to be setting up the bee infrastructure, the bees that are going to be providing us with, well, pretty much everything, I hope. But before that, I kind of wanted to show a few things I did since the last episode. There's nothing huge. You can see there is much more power infrastructure up there on the roof. There is much more power infrastructure up here on the roof. And I have a comment about that. It seems like something is very, very imbalanced between the various power sources. So this is from the mod called Power. You can see it up here. And those are just the best energy cells. Those are the best solar panels. It's absolutely crazy how much of a difference there is between... These are the absolutely simplest solar panels. They generate 250 energy per tick. And they are super cheap to make. You can make them on the first hour of the world, I suspect. There's absolutely nothing to it. While the solar panels up there are much bigger, they require tons of resources, they require infrastructure to build, and they generate not even half of what these generate. And these are, well, as you can see here, one solar panel is this much. It's just one block. Those over there cover 9 blocks. It's crazy how much of a difference there is. So if I was just min-maxing this whole thing, I would only build the power infrastructure. But we will build a mechanism nuclear reactor because the mechanism nuclear reactor is required to build the mechanism fusion reactor, and the mechanism fusion reactor is pretty awesome because, well, the only thing that it needs as input is water. And a massively complicated processing chain before that, and you need to have a normal nuclear reactor before you can build it. So we will go through all that tech tree, but if I was just min-maxing power generation, I would just go for power. But I've done a few more things in here. I added more infusing factories. This one is already, well, fueled. It's eating diamonds, which is a little bit crazy. Just to fill this thing up, I used half of the diamonds I owned. So this might have been a little bit premature because we might need a better source of diamonds before we can do that. And I'm hoping to get that from the bees. And I set up another one which is still not fueled or filled up because this one is using enriched obsidian, and I don't need to craft anything that uses enriched obsidian just yet. It will come soon, I guess, but the diamond stuff we will need relatively soon. And I have also upgraded all the machines to the advanced tier, so they have 5 channels, except the smelter, which now has 7 channels because it's elite. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. And also, everything has speed upgrades and energy upgrades. And you can see here, I have 8 energy upgrades. 8 energy upgrades cut the energy consumption of the machine by 90%, so it's 10 times more energy efficient. But then you can insert 4 speed upgrades. Well, I have 8, but you can insert 4 speed upgrades, and then the machine speeds up, I don't know how many times, but enough to make the machine eat the same amount of energy as it was before, except it's running much faster. With 8 speed upgrades, these things are just insanely power hungry. I don't have anything to smelt right now, so I can demonstrate it, and that brings us to our next topic. We need to build our bee infrastructure, and for that I have already started a couple of buildings back here. And they have very specific dimensions. In the beginning, I kind of just improvised something and didn't really care about the dimensions. But then I looked a little bit closer about how the bees work. And today we want to end up in, if we look at our quests at Resourceful Bees, I want to build one of these, or 2 of these. I want an apiary. The problem is that apiaries are multi-blocks, something we haven't built in this world yet, but I kind of understand how they work. So the apiary have to have this exact layout, well, more or less. And I can add windows here, and that's the problem. I need to add windows, and the amount of glass I have is this. This is the glass I have, but I can craft glass, right? Well, yeah. Sand. There is no sand. But we can generate sand using a... Where are you? This one. A crusher. So I'm just gonna add the recipes because I have them prepared. We can take cobblestone and crush it into gravel, and we can take gravel and crush it to sand. And now question becomes, how do we get cobblestone? And I think it should be simple. Unfortunately, I haven't really... I thought I had planned how this works. Oh! That was the requester. I think the requester knows that we... Yes, the requester actually knows that I have requested that there is always a stack of glass in the system. That was funny. That was completely unplanned. But yeah, so now we can see that the requesters actually work. But... we need cobblestone, and I think I have a concept that might work. Something I haven't tried, but I think it will work. So let's build a cobble generator first. Now we're gonna break this lava, and we're gonna be using something called a destructor. It's from refined storage. I think this should work. So I will do this. And I think all I need to do now, maybe this is wrong, but all I need to do is to connect them. Yes. And we have a cobble generator. And a light in the ceiling. It's a lamp. It's a lamp and a cobble generator in one. Are we getting the cobblestone? Yeah. Now, this is of course insane, because I kind of need to be able to disable this. Otherwise, well, really terrible things are gonna happen. Like, I have this thing here. A detector. Can I put this on some intelligent place? Let's just put it here for now, to see what it does. This is a thing that should be giving out a signal depending on the storage level of certain items in the storage system. So if I say 300, because I saw we already had 300 cobblestone, yeah, and it will emit a redstone signal if there is more than 300 cobblestone. I think we have less than 400, so if I write 400, yeah, so it doesn't emit a signal, but any minute, this is actually a fast cobble generator. So now, perfect timing. I actually saw that we were just getting the cobblestone. So this is now generates a redstone signal if we are over 400 cobblestone. So now I can configure these. Only work with redstone signal. Actually, yeah, why not? I will configure these to be only work with redstone signal. So now they have all stopped. And now I just need to figure out how to route the signal up to them. Right, so this one is now set up for, well, 1000. So when we reach 1000 in the storage system, we should stop. Actually, let me set it to 650 just for a quick test. So this should very soon reach 650. And that worked. Perfect. So let's just set it to 1000, because why not? If I ever need more, I can tweak this, but I don't need that big of a buffer. It's probably 500 should definitely be enough. Now I can actually make all the glass I needed, because that was where I started this whole thing. It's not that the glass is particularly necessary to build the apiary. It's just like, I want to see my bees, because you would, wouldn't you? Let's do some tier 1 beehives. Nests. No, hives. Yes. And I have been collecting. Oh, wait. This is the wrong chest. This is the right chest. Yeah, I've been a little bit busy. Like, every time I was out exploring, I was picking up various bee nests so that we can make a lot of them. I don't think we're gonna need that many, but, well, it's a good start. And how many of these? Let's make 10, because why not? I think I should be picking up the empty ones, because lots of these have bees in them. I don't think I want to... Oh, actually, this one I might actually want to have. And coal bee... Sand bee might actually be... I don't know if I have one sand bee, but I don't have, no, I don't have a second sand bee. So I want to have, actually I want to at least, if I have two of, oh, there is a sand bee, perfect. I want a storage of two of each bee, but this is completely unsorted, I'll sort it later. But I want two of each bee in here, just as a backup, and then I breed new bees and release them into the, well, hive, nest, potential apiary for the future, something like that. And I have all the overworld bees collected, except there are a couple of rare bees that seem to be pretty much impossible to find. You can actually, let me show that. You can look at bees in here. There's all these various bees. And for example, I can look at, let me take one I know exists, ICB, right? And it says here somewhere spawns in world. True. And it also tells you what light levels, Y level, which biomes it spawns in. This spawns in a lot of biomes. And the one that I have not been able to find, the rare bee that I've been hunting for, is this one. Because this bee poops out cookies. Like, the only thing comes out is an Oreo, which seems like a decent food, although sugars, I don't know if sugars are good for me, but so this one I have been completely unable to find, and there is another one that I've been looking for and haven't been able to find, and it's the beeper. It's a creeper bee. Oh, it spawns at night and I keep sleeping. I think that's the problem. I haven't seen this. It does spawn in world and it spawns... Oh, it doesn't actually spawn in that many different biomes. So I need to go and search for this. So if you want to see what the bee does, you can click on this and you can see the honeycomb. So just right click on the honeycomb, and Centrifuge is the thing that converts the honeycomb into useful things. And this one makes honey, which is nice, beeswax, which is actually apparently, like, I've been looking at it, it's kind of hard to get. Most bees don't generate beeswax, and I kind of need a lot of it to build the apiaries, and gunpowder. And apparently, I've been reading about it, beepers explode. But we have tons of other bees here, and yeah, let's set this up and see what we do with the bees. So I think it should be just like this, yeah. So the exit is in this direction. I can't even afford making tier 2 beehives because I have no honeycombs and I have no beeswax. So we need to start from the beginning. In many cases, I have noticed that it's possible to bypass lots of progression in certain mods because you have already progressed past certain materials or amount of energy that you generate in other mods. But for the bees, I don't think we can skip any step. We have to start with the lowest tier beehives, then go to the second, third, fourth tier, and hopefully get an apiary today. Alright, I'm slowly getting this bee situation under control. So this is my bee library now. These are the bees that I have 2 of. These are the ones that only have 1 of. But I have some of them either in nests that, well, they're hiding somewhere. For example, here there is a zombie and this one is missing a zombie. But I also have a lost bee box with a zombie. So that one will pair up with this one, and this has a rocky bee, which is this one. It will pair up with that one. And soup bee, I have no idea. Actually, what does a soup bee do? Soup bee. It's a mushroom? So we get this honeycomb, and it will give us mushroom stew and beef. We can actually get meat from bees. But yeah, this is a little bit overwhelming. The amount of bees that exists. Let's actually count them. I have never counted them. Bee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the next page, that's 8. Oh, not bad. 72 bees. What did I say? This contains a zombie and a rocky bee? Ah, yeah, okay, so I need to catch both of these. So I think right-click. Oh, I right-clicked. Come on, catch you. Where's the other one? Oh, it flew in there. I need a wall in between here. I completely missed that. Okay, so I caught the two bees I was missing somewhere. Yes, Rocky Bee and a zombie. And the rest that I own in here, there is no soup bee here. No, so the rest I can just release. Okay, so let's do that. I don't have the glass on me, so I can't really set up this wall here, but let's just release all the bees. I want them to work. I'm not going to be picking up the resources at all, other than as building materials for the next tiers, because I want to speed run the tiers of this stuff. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be picking it up, if I'm going to automate it, because the apiary is completely fully automatic, and these ones aren't. Let's add these two to the library, and I think one of the nests I have does have a soupy bee, so we'll get the full collection in case, and I want to build up this library in case, I don't know, a beeper blows up, because I'm assuming the creeper bee or the beeper can blow up and destroy something, or something bad happens. I want them in reserve for the future. No, I only have one soup bee. That's unfortunate. I will have to hunt for more of them. Or maybe they can be bred. Actually, let's look it up. Is breedable, true, but does it... I think it says parents, and it doesn't say anything about parents here. No, it can only be bred with itself to give itself. So let's, for example, say I want iron bee, because iron bees, I don't think they spawn in the overworld. Yeah, it doesn't say... Oh, it says spawns in the overworld false, but parents, forest bee and sand bee. So I breed a forest bee with a sand bee, and I get an iron bee. Probably might actually even do this, not right now, but we will definitely do it today, because iron, yeah, I don't want to be mining for iron anymore. How about diamond bee? How hard is diamond bee to get? Diamond bee. Diamond bee, Never Quartz bee, and lapis bee. Okay, I have neither. Never Quartz, I assume, comes from the Never. Can I search for quartz bee? Oh, it doesn't spawn. Is breedable, true, but it doesn't say... Oh, it's this mutation stuff. I read about it, and mutation apparently means that one bee have to fly over another bee and mutates that second bee into this bee. How do I... So this can mutate Neverac into quartz ore in Neverac. Nice, I guess. Probably useless. But some of these... I don't know. What can we look? It's probably... If it's a mutation, it's probably something like that. Hellish zombie. This spawns in the world, yes, but it spawns in the Never, I'm assuming this means. But oh, yeah, biomes. Crimson Forest, Never Wastes, yeah. And entity to entity mutations. So it can mutate an ICB into a quartz bee. Ha, nice. So I guessed completely right. So a hellish zombie will mutate an ICB into a quartz bee. That actually means that if I want to keep them in the same box, I shouldn't keep ICBs in the same box as a hellish zombie unless I want a quartz bee, because then I will lose the ICB, I'm assuming. But I have also made something else here. I made a bee smoker and shears. And I know that this one has been full for quite a long time, because these two guys have been busy. Oh, they probably need flowers inside the boxes. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, this one says honey level 5, so if I smoke it, yeah, it is smoked. And now I can harvest this without the bees being angry at me. I don't think there were any bees in there anyway. Yeah, there weren't. Now there are. But now I got some sooty honeycombs. And how do we use them? Centrifuge, coal, and bitumen, and coal honey. So apparently, does this have a weird honey? No, some of them have normal honey, some of them have special honey. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between the honeys is. Might not be any difference. Might be just variation, just like every other mod is seems to be adding their own version of cobblestone here. No honey level in here. Yeah, they need flowers. Oh, do they have a requirement? Does it say somewhere here what kind of flowers they eat? This. Oh yes, this it does. The hellish zombie needs mushrooms. Oh, there is so much things to keep track of. What did I put in there? I know I have a water bee in there. Is water bee special? I'm just like, it can't be that annoying. Oh, these look like all general purpose flowers. I'm gonna assume all the bees in there generate normal flowers or need normal flowers. And if that's not true, we're gonna figure it out after a while, I guess, if they don't produce any honey. I'm gonna be watching if I'm getting all kinds of honeycombs in there. And if I'm not, then it means that I messed up and we need more different kinds of flowers. But this should be good enough. And yes, we need that wall that I was talking about. All right, I've only done this harvest twice, and it's already getting annoyingly repetitive. Wait, which ones did I smoke? I still don't know how to do it. The problem is that the honeycombs are ending up inside the hive sometimes. Not the hive, whatever this thing, the box, the house, the bee house. The honeycombs end up inside sometimes, not all the time. I don't think they ended up in here. No, they didn't end up here this time, but like they keep doing that. I have to go in. It's not particularly convenient because this is not well designed. And yeah, let's automate this. The way we're going to be harvesting the honey is, or not the honey, the honeycombs is going to be slightly different, not our usual way. And one, as you can see, I'm not having any comparators on the beehives. I'm just going to harvest them all the time. We're going to be using something else. We're not going to be using shears because shears use durability when harvesting honey or honeycombs. We're going to be using, I think it's called a scraper, right? Scraper. Yeah. And this has an advantage. I already tested this. This doesn't lose durability, which is nice, but it also only collects one honeycomb and not a whole stack. And this is important because the beehives are dropping different honeycombs. So if we dropped a whole, or like not even whole stack, but if we dropped 3 different honeycombs in one harvest, we would just break it. And we would break it because the hopper could only pick up one and the others would fall out. So if we have this clock slow enough, and well, I'm guessing slow enough is 8 ticks, then this should be fine. Right, so something like this. I made the clock as slow as possible because I don't think it matters. And it's just nicer if it doesn't happen too often. And now the chest is completely empty, and let's add 1 scraper here. And the last one. And I think, judging from the honeycombs, they're jumping up, but not... Are they ending up on the ground? No, I think, yeah, we're collecting everything. Yeah, so this idea works. Now we just need to hurry up and wait for enough honeycombs so we can build an apiary. Because, of course, the goal is that all 4 of these should be a tier 1 apiary. And why I'm saying tier 1 and not tier 2 or tier 3 or tier 4 is because this is the tier 1 apiary and it only needs a tier 4 beehive. And like I showed earlier, like there is nothing interesting going on here. Like we just need honeycombs, beeswax, which is probably a little bit harder to get. And let's click on the tier 2. Bam. It needs 2 tier 4 beehives, simple. 2 tier 1 apiaries, simple, and the Never Star. Yeah, and apparently Never Stars are a building block or component in crafting in many recipes. And let's look at this one. Oh, this one needs 2 tier 2 apiaries and a Never Star. This is the tier 3 that I clicked on, tier 3. So 3 Never Stars to make 1 tier 3. Is it 3? Yes. And tier 4, that's 3 plus 3, 7 Never Stars to make a tier 4 apiary. The other things are simple, cheap, nothing interesting, but yeah, this is a little bit nuts. Of course, we're gonna have all of them. All of those are gonna be tier 4. Why not? Of course, we're gonna have tier 4 apiaries on this, but that will require a wither factory something that automatically gets us with the skulls and never stars. Yes, it's already planned. It's a secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm gonna now just wait for the honeycombs to show up so we can upgrade all of these to at least tier 4 or maybe apiaries immediately. I don't know how many honeycombs I'm get. I'll see how long it's gonna take. We should have enough, maybe, hopefully. I have tons of honeycombs. Now we need to process them. And, well, for this we need a centrifuge. And the starter centrifuge is this one, a manual centrifuge, but I'm not going to be clicking on a block a million times. I tried it for 2 seconds and said, nope, not going to do that. Then the next level of centrifuge is this one, powered centrifuge. Nice, I guess it works. But we can already go for this one, the multi-block centrifuge. Because if we look at it here, it's not too expensive. We are using centrifuge casings, which, well, bunch of iron or aluminium. I'm going to be using iron, of course. And this is also nothing complicated. There is another level of centrifuges, as you can see here. Netherite ingot, netherite ingot, netherite ingot. And that's an elite centrifuge. That's definitely not something we're going to be making here. Especially since this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of netherite. I haven't looked. I hope there is a netherite bee, otherwise that will be very, very expensive to get. But I have the blocks and I know more or less where to put them. I think this is how we build the multi-block. I think there's just one more layer of blocks up here and we're done. I think, yeah, I should steal power from below. Right, let me connect things and we can... I think I'm actually going to just feed the honeycombs manual into this thing in the beginning, just so I have a good control over what we are smelting, or what are we centrifuging, I guess. Alright, I have a bunch of honeycomb blocks here that I found will be useful. These ones are going to be giving us, if you look at them like this, they will be giving us beeswax, so that was the woody one, and the normal honeycombs are the best for beeswax, I guess? No, 25% chance to get one, and this one has, what, 50% to give free. Okay, so the woody ones are very good. I hope we get a lot of beeswax, because that's what I'm looking for the most right now, but I'm also looking for honey, and these ones should generate honey. I connect one of these here, it's an exporter. So on the centrifuge I already have an importer, and this is a good machine, so you can connect things to any side, and it just works. This will import anything that this machine produces, and the exporter here is for glass bottles, because this thing here will fill up with glass bottles, and the glass bottles are important so we can pick up the honey. It is possible to use the storage system for storing fluids as well, and I will definitely do that eventually, but not right now. Right now I actually want my honey in bottles, because if I store it in the storage system, I don't know how to get it out, and I need the honey in bottles so I can craft honey blocks. This probably is super easy to automate once you know how to do it, but for now I don't know how to do it. So this thing is now generating sugar. Why are you only generating sugar? Please give me something useful. Well, okay, we're just... Oh, there we go, a honey bottle. That was nice. No beeswax, still no beeswax, but eventually, hopefully, we're gonna get it. So I'm just... Oh, yes, we are getting beeswax, and that's what I need for the next upgrades. For now, I am going to handle the honeycombs manually. Of course, it will be easy to automate this, because I can just take this importer and put all these there and have the bee farm input everything into the storage system, but I don't want to do that just yet because I still don't know what I need. And ooh, the woody honeycombs are giving us oak logs, so we might actually not even need to build a wood farm. I don't know how much this is going to generate. That's nice. Alright, I have made a tier 4 hive, so let's see, can I make it in apiary? Yes, I can. Oh, I had the honey already, because I got it as a quest reward, which was nice. There we go. We have an apiary. I just realized that there is a problem. I need to dismantle the hives and do something about the bees, and I don't know what. Should I just catch them in the jars? By the way, this thing here, this is apparently, I guess, the sooty bee flying over the marble blocks and mutating them. I think that's what's going on here. Can I... come on, catch that one as well. And yes, we still have leaks of honeycombs. I don't think that this was the right way to solve this, but this thing is going away. Well, it lasted a few hours, but we're gonna do proper apiaries, so we don't need to do this kind of harvesting. I don't think the problem is that the hoppers are just not picking up the items fast enough, and I don't know how to solve it. Slowing down the clock didn't really work. But let's pick up the rest, because I will still definitely need a lot of them to be able to upgrade everything to an apiary, but yeah. I think these ones are going away first. And this is my... Yes, this is my Silk Touch axe. It's safe for them to fall into the hoppers. I really hope that the bees don't come out when I'm doing this, because that will, well, kill the bees and kill me and make them all angry, and we don't want that. I'm being very confused right now, because this thing doesn't want to become a full multi-block, and if I click validate, it is whining about, well, basically every block below the roof. What's wrong here? Shouldn't it be 5 by 5 by 5 in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's correct. What did I do wrong? Because obviously I did something wrong. Let's get away from the clicking. And let's bring out the magic book, because this mod pack is giving me a magic book. And the magic book, I can, I think, right-click it, yeah, and I can pick any of the manuals of the various mods that have a manual, and we're gonna read 50 Shades of Bees, because it's a bee mod and it's full of puns. I already switched to the right chapter, but I didn't actually read it because I wanted to do it on camera. So right, blah, 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 it's extremely simple. Well, that's misspelled. Apiary storage, yes, I have that. Apiary breeder, sure. 5 by 4 by 5. Oopsie. Okay, I made a simple error. This will actually, that shouldn't be a problem at all. This should be super easy to fix. I need to pick this up, because that is the apiary storage, I think it was called, yeah. And let's pick this thing up. Give me back my flowers. Can't have the torches here. So if I fill this in, right. So this is now higher up. Let's give it 1 flower, because for now that's the only thing we can get before the grass spreads. Actually, we probably need some light in here, because I don't want spawning. Let's just overdo it, because why not? I hope torches are legal inside. And did this work? No. Validate. Missing apiary storage block. Yes, sorry, because I forgot that. Bam, bam. Please give me an apiary. Validate. No, you're not missing an apiary storage block, you silly thing. It is facing inward the way it's supposed to. That's an apiary storage. Why are you whining? Does it need to be higher up? Is it some silly thing like that? Oh, you're being annoying thing. Oh, a pickaxe. Okay, it looks woods, but it requires a pickaxe. So if I place it like this, place the glass here. Oh, okay, so it needs to be higher up. Nobody told me that, not in the manual, as far as I saw. Actually, let's read the manual, so I'm not slandering them. Apiary, however, must be placed facing inward on the face of any side of the box. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of other things. No. Oh. The unvalidated apiary screen also has offset buttons to set the position of the apiary for when it's checking for the validator, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it was assuming that it's in the middle, so I could have used the offset. Let's use the offset buttons just to see that this works, because I kind of want it down here. And I have learned one thing. If I crouch and place it, it will face inwards. Yeah, it did. So if I place this, and it's now wrong, if I do this, Yay! That actually worked. All right, so now we have an apiary like this. We have a breeder. Let's insert some bees. I have saved 2 icy bees. That's that. And oh, bee import was unsuccessful. Oh, right, I read it somewhere. You are only allowed to have 1 of each type of bee inside the apiary, but once they start flying inside, you can import more. So once this one starts flying inside, I guess ticks left, so it's probably telling me that in 5 seconds this one should leave the apiary. Please do that. 0. No. No. Is it this? It was that button. Whatever that was. What is that button? It's a lock. Okay, so unlock it. For some reason, you can lock the bees so they can't leave the apiary even after you imported them. No idea why that makes sense, but apparently it does. And we now have an apiary with a bunch of happy bees. They seem happy. At least there is even more in here, and they're flying inside. So I think how it works is that once one of the bees leaves, this block, the apiary block, the other ones will be able to come in, and that's how they are cycling. And this is generating actually quite a lot of honeycombs. I have connected the whole thing to my storage network, and yeah, of course I built a tunnel because it just makes more sense. And yeah, and we're just importing all of the honey that is showing up in the storage, apiary storage block. And now, my plan was to breed more bees and breed more type of bees and start populating the other apiaries. I was also planning on going to the Nether and pick up more bees, but I have done some editing of how much I have filmed already, and it's already cut up because I had to cut out so many things because it ended up too long. So yeah, we're gonna save the breeding and going to the Nether for more bees for next time. I hope you learned something, and we'll try the bees in your modded worlds if you have them. I think they're pretty fun. And they're actually generating quite a lot of resources already, even though this is the lowest tier of apiary and I don't even have the interesting bees. I'm definitely gonna get iron and osmium and copper and all kinds of those bees next time. Hopefully also nether quartz, and maybe even diamonds, lapis, redstone, stuff like that. But that will have to wait for the next time. This video has already been way too long. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a beautiful day. Bye!